Welcome to MTMG's IT Roundtable, where we bring the power of human connections to the tech world. Our experts become part of your team, so whatever tech problem is keeping you up at night, we can help you solve it.
Welcome to the MTMG first annual end-of-year gala. Well, I don't know if I should really call it gala, but it's our end-of-year retrospective. We're looking back on the year as it was, thinking about what went right, what went wrong. How did we ever get Michelle to agree to come on board? All of these random questions that are puzzling us, we're here to think about. So thank you, everybody, for joining.
It's great to be here at the gala.
I feel underdressed.
I'm glad I only had to worry about the top half.
Yeah, what you don't see is there's shorts on underneath everything.
No, I have my glitter ball gown underneath.
Well, why isn't that on top?
No kidding.
Because I'm gala. Never mind. That's not gonna go anywhere good.
All right. Well,
Moving right along.
as this was Tara's brilliant idea, why don't you kick off the questions?
Okay. I love the concept of pits and berries. So if we could just run around the room here and do your pit and berry of 2025. So how about Michelle? I see you first on the bingo card.
So I will say my pit of 2025 was transitioning from running a small MSP, small to medium MSP, to executive consulting and trying to build up consulting revenue. It's been a slow roll, but it's been exciting to pseudo work for myself alongside MTMG's amazing people, of course.
Just a little push for that. And how about your berry? What was your exciting thing of 2025?
So the exciting thing of 2025, I would say, is similar to my pit, where I found myself transitioning out of corporate America and launching my own consulting and coming across MTMG and joining this amazing team.
Well, thank you. All right, Joe, same question.
Yeah, I would say my pit and berry are related and not dissimilar to what people go through in sales. And that is the pit is that, especially in the first half of the year, just getting discouraged, getting frustrated with having a lot of opportunities that are out there, but not moving, not closing. And then you start wondering, oh, is it going to happen, and so on. And then, of course, later on in the year, as different types of opportunities begin to come to fruition and they close and you start to work with people, then it becomes extremely rewarding because you put the work in and then it finally happens. Like I said, it's not dissimilar to anybody who's been in sales for a while, but it was definitely felt in 2025 here for MTMG. And what's really more rewarding is the fact that you start to see these things being replicated over and over again and understanding that this is really growing into something. So it's a huge berry at the end of it.
All right, Hannah.
My pit and berry are also related, but the pit is definitely the challenges with various softwares and having to learn how to work with DMARC and DNS settings, which there's not really great courses on that, but I think we've done pretty good. And then my berry would be learning how to become a better marketer, feeling more confident in how I've built the systems and getting to use my degree a little bit more. So that's nice.
So the software will remain nameless, but there's an area in Manhattan south of Houston Street, SOHO, called Soho. And I don't know, people might, I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there.
I've heard about it, and they really have some flaws there sometimes. Some nasty bugs.
All right, Niddle, it's to you.
So my pit is related to something Joe was talking about, and that was the beginning of this year. Politics aside, there were some big changes that happened that caused a lot of corporate America to stop all progress and say, wait a minute, we don't know where this is going. We have to readjust. We have to be ready to deal with the changing climate or the changing culture in America. And it caused an awful lot of opportunities to go poof. And we've talked to a number of clients about that exact same thing, whether it's in the nonprofit space, higher ed space, healthcare space. They're all seeing massive changes. And that was a real big challenge. For me, the berry was this team's ability to pivot and say, okay, that way is not going as well as it should. We had great momentum. All of a sudden it stopped, but we're not going to let that stop us. And we found a different way to look at a lot of the same market, but a different angle. And bringing Michelle on made this all come to fruition, made it all crystallize, made it all gel. And it has been the most energized I've been from a new client perspective and from an interest generation perspective that I've seen since the early days of T-Mobile's BlackBerry. And for those young uns, yes, there was a time when BlackBerry was the avant-garde. And back then, T-Mobile had the only international BlackBerry, the only one that would work in the US and abroad across the US. It was so valuable. It was so unique. It was just the one of the easiest things to sell in the world, and it was great. And I see very similar signs in what we've been starting to put together for next year. So huge berry from my perspective on that pivot.
I loved my BlackBerry.
I did too.
I did too. I had a blueberry.
That's
I loved
right,
it.
yeah.
Yep. Hannah actually had a BlackBerry too.
Yep. She did have a BlackBerry
Yeah.
too.
I got the evolution where you can start to have games on your BlackBerry. That was very nice.
Mhm. Yeah.
And Tara, as a marketing person, you should know that was a no-no to say blueberry.
Oh, really?
Because the folks at Research in Motion or BlackBerry, they were very, very upset. People were saying that because it took away from their branding of BlackBerry. They should have known that was going to happen when they created a blue one.
So my pit and berry, the pit would probably be, well, from a personal professional standpoint, is seeing how few women are really in this industry in a leadership way. But the huge berry is finding the connection between all five of us and seeing how this leadership team really, really syncs. We all come with different voices, different strengths, and clearly from different backgrounds. That's me. The five of us have, like, I don't know, I think 2026 is going to explode for us, and I'm really excited. So,
Well,
Leave it.
one clarification. When you say syncs, it's SYNCS,
yes,
I hope.
it is. Yes, we are in sync.
Okay.
We have come together and amalgamated in a very lovely way.
The fireworks next year.
Yes.
Yeah, fireworks.
Fireworks.
Perfect.
Wonderful inside joke, fireworks.
So now I'd go around the room and say, what's the one word that captures your 2025 experience? And I'd say probably like a business one, just bringing it back.
Put a bunch of words down and then scratched many of them out because they weren't appropriate. I wasn't sure if I could say them on the air. What I landed on was evolving. This word really captures the way I've stretched into new opportunities, how I refined my voice, how I sharpened my strategy as a consultant. And I feel I'm stepping into a more aligned version of my leadership. It also helped me frame the mix of growth, transition, and getting the momentum to be more successful in the new year. Evolving. So I'm going to get a t-shirt that says
Evolved.
Or, well, I don't feel like I'm completely evolved. So it should say evolving.
Okay. We'll add that to your swag list. Joe?
Yeah, I was toying around with a few words, and like yesterday, I thought maybe patience, but then I was thinking more along the lines of what Michelle was saying, that because of kind of the state of the way things have evolved, I wouldn't use that, and I'm leaning towards more something along the lines of satisfying, and not that I mean that I'm satisfied. I'm saying it's satisfying to know that things are working and they're moving in the right direction.
Satisfying, like Snickers.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Hannah, you're up.
My word would be educational. Because
bummer, you took mine.
I claimed it yesterday.
Need the notes.
Because I've learned a lot. And I've been able to help also teach a lot about what we can do and how we can do it. So that word encompasses my year.
That's a great one. For me, it would have to be foundation. The work we've been doing this year has been so foundational towards where this company is really evolving to be, and it's built the groundwork for what we're about to do, and it has been so exciting to do. but it has been all about putting in place all of those pieces to really enable the success we're about to see. For me, it's foundational.
Since Hannah took educational, I will go with culture. So I think culture would be my big word, because we found ours and now we know how to use it and build a community. Boom. If MTMG were an animal, what animal would it be? Let's go backwards. We'll start with Niddle.
Oh, that's not nice.
Oh, but I saw the face and I had to.
Yeah, I figured you would. Because I didn't remember seeing this one on the list. So, and you know my love of improv. So the animal, I think.
Do you want to think about it? While someone else
You're
goes?
on mute.
The other Niddle can take it if you need.
No, I'll go with
Oh.
Phoenix. Just it's a little hyperbole, but I was trying to think of an animal that evolves, that changes, that grows in a different way. And so to me, it's just that we were going in a direction, and still do a lot of that same work, but we've found this new niche that has just made the growth explosive. For me, Phoenix. So then you, TK.
Oh, we'll go back that way? Okay. So I struggled with this one and I was going to delete it, but Michelle really liked the question, so we left it in there. So I have sort of two. One would have to be a yuccacorn because it's just Kate's favorite animal. And we are like sparkly and sharp and shanky, and we are unique, so that there's that. But then if I had to think of a real animal, not that unicorns aren't real, Kate, if you're listening, I was thinking octopus, because it has many hands and it has 3 hearts and it has a giant brain. So,
And it can fit through small places that are challenging.
they're very, very adaptable and amenable, and they
And
can
agile. Really
and
good
agile.
idea.
There you go. That's mine.
Octopus, as Kate would say.
Octopus.
Yeah, because we have the squishmallow of Kate's.
Mm-hmm.
So Michelle, now to you.
I landed on a wolf. Not the lone wolf scenario, but the one that is more stereotyped as the pack version. Stronger together than off on their by themselves. Fiercely protective of their people and their customers. They adapt. They're resilient, and they have a quiet confidence, but not a loud bravado.
I love it.
That's awesome. Right, Joe.
I was gonna go with the sloth, and I thought maybe not. No, but then I landed on the ant, and the reason I came away with the ant was because they are extremely persistent and they can lift up to 100 times more their weight.
Hmm.
That's something that we can do.
And Flick was brilliant. So
Yeah.
And Princess Ada
I like Dot.
are also very strong.
So Hannah, what about you?
I went mythical and went with a sea dragon because they can see through the dark and help you figure out what you need. And they're like the guardian, but not the captain, which is exactly what we do. We're going to be with you, but we're not going to be the leader or the captain of your ship. We're just going to be your assistant and make sure that you get through it okay.
That's called the navigator.
Like a navigator. Needs compass too.
Needs
Why
compass
do
too.
we keep going back to Middle Earth? It's like we can't.
Well,
we can't
navigators aren't
break
Middle
away from
Earth.
it.
Like,
no, a sea dragon. Like
okay, well, because it's just in our DNA. I guess that's all
Okay.
there is to that. We'll have to go back and tell Teresa. She was wrong.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Teresa, we love you, but
You're wrong. No, we're doing way better with this thing. So next, what MTMG value was most visible this year? Like, what do you think was most obvious?
So I would say the importance of core values and authenticity. We had to make a difficult decision this year to not partner with someone because they did not align with our core values. We will not name names, but there was very strong language about how or why we should partner. And what it came down to was they just were not aligned. And if we are going to put our partner network in front of our clients, they have to embody our core values or we're doing them a disservice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. As much as that was a really hard moment to go through and a really hard conversation for us to have. It's probably the thing I am most proud of us for doing. I think we really made the right decision there. And for me, it cemented a lot of what our voice is about integrity and about culture and about knowing that we are going to do what is right for our clients and not just what makes us money.
Completely agreed.
All right. So next up for conversation, what moment in 2025 made you say, oh, well, that wasn't on the bingo card?
I would say for me personally, it was being in a wrestling ring, which I never thought I would actually be in a wrestling ring, but not only once, but twice as a referee. I never envisioned on January 1st, 2025 saying, all right, I'm going to get in a ring. But yeah, that was unusual for me, but that was more personal than MTMG, even though we used it and got some good PR out of it. But so that helped.
I have to be honest, that was going to be mine too. So I'm going to have to pivot and think of something else. But
well, no, we don't all have to have an answer to this. This is a conversation. Like, let's talk about what we did this year. So amongst ourselves.
Mine was, I didn't think fireworks would be an almost weekly meeting conversation, that my toddler would tell me that she was on a call and I had to leave her alone.
We can't model what we don't see.
So for those that are not part of the inner team here, but we did an event this year down in Orlando, the MSP Summit. And we brought the whole team, the whole leadership team down there. It was just outside of Orlando, just outside of the Magic Kingdom in Orlando. And so Hannah brought her daughter, and almost every night we would watch the fireworks over the Magic Kingdom. And it became something I've never seen before. I have not seen any child take to fireworks like that little girl has. And so every 2 minutes it was, we're going to go fireworks, fireworks, fireworks. And that has become a cultural touchstone for us as an organization. We just love the fireworks. So,
and also anytime she sees Joe or Michelle, it brings her back to that moment. And so then she's talking about fireworks again.
Hey, Joe, want to see fireworks? Hey, Michelle.
I do have a funny bingo card story, and hopefully this will get edited out. But when you talk about what's not on a bingo card, we had gone and played bingo up at the clubhouse in our community, and we had won 3 of the bingos at this point. When the bingo card caller came down and came to our table to check out our cards, and he looked at me, and I had a baseball hat on, and he said, "Wow, you have a lot of earrings." And I'm like, okay. And he said, "Haven't seen that many earrings since the circus." And he turned around and he walked away.
Oh my gosh.
So evidently I'm part of the circus. Okay. But it was something funny that reminds me of bingo every time. But
wow. You guys have a youth movement going on in the bingo world at your clubhouse?
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, into JT.
Oh yeah. JT outdoes anyone on in the earring count. What? Oh yeah. Okay. So now we're at how many times did you explain what MTMG actually does in 2025? And what was your shortest version?
I think we all know the winner of this one. So, Tara.
It's Tinder for business. Ta-da. And every single person knows exactly what that means. So it just eliminated, right? For some of the older folks, I did go with eHarmony though. And honestly, we are probably more eHarmony because we do want to do a lot of matching. It's not just a meat market.
Well said.
Anyway, okay. So now I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in, one that I didn't give you guys earlier. If you had to give someone like a superhero name, what would it be? And I'll start if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Someone here?
Yeah, us. Like us. Oh. What would you name each person? Joe's the silent assassin. He just comes in with you think there's nothing in the pipeline, and then wham, bam. He's like, oh, could you send these 3 contracts to these people? I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. What are you talking about?
Wow. Okay.
So,
I'll take it.
You're the silent assassin. You'll be SA from now on. It might mean different things at different times.
Mm-hmm.
But
what we'll keep it PG.
Yeah. Anyone else got one?
Be the whip, because she whips us all into shape.
She does.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I'll
tell you, that'd be a great costume. I'm just saying. I could costume that stuff.
Right.
So I guess that means Tara would be Edna Mode.
Okay.
Yep.
I was thinking Hannah was Mrs. Incredible just because of her ability to bend in so many different directions and say, okay, I'm going to take care of this toddler, And I'm going to get this done, and I'm going to get this done, and I'm going to get this done, and I'm going to get that thing done. So that was my idea.
Or for some of you that were back in the age when there was Gumby.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Tara, I just want to point out to you how sexist Paul is by calling her Mrs. Incredible. She had her own name. It was Elastigirl.
You're
It was
absolutely
Elastigirl.
Oh my God, you're right.
Still a slightly sexist name.
Why is
I think
Elastigirl
in the end,
sexist?
she did go by Mrs. Incredible. She did both names.
Because she was called a girl. Like there's something diminutive about a girl. When you add girl to it, it's reducing.
Woman.
Elastichick.
Elastic kick your ass.
It's so much for the PG rating.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. You can edit that out. So anything else that we really wanted to document for 2025?
I think the one thing I would say is that we didn't touch on, and maybe this could have been a word that captures 2025, is team. And this leadership team we've been talking a lot about, but there's an awful lot of people that are part of more the extended team that have been incredible towards our growth. Whether it's Ken Davis or Dan Wakefield, who've been from the start, or Kevin Gosney or Cesar Moreno-Cresces, or there's so many people that have been part of this journey with us.
And there's a lot of people that behind the scenes that don't get their names and faces on the website and don't get seen in everyday emails, but are really the support system to what we are and how we do it.
Absolutely.
Completely agree.
So-
Can't wait to see what we're all able to do together next year.
So that brings us to the end of today's conversation. Thank you for joining us. If today's discussion resonated with you, please consider giving us a 5-star review. Your feedback not only supports our show, but also helps others find us. Thank you so much for listening to MTMG's IT Roundtable. We look forward to bringing you more conversations soon. Until then, take care and know our team is always here to help. Launch you off.
MTMG, guidance that empowers.